Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sari and you are watching my knitting podcast videos. And it's been a while since the last time I uploaded a new video to my channel. So here I am after taking a little time off. I don't know why that happened. There are multiple reasons. I have filmed a few videos during this past month and a half, but for some reason I never uploaded them. First of all, in my previous video I said that I was going to film a video about like kind of a sequel to my how much money I make on Ravelry video, and I filmed it and I started editing it. It was a long video. It was like an hour long video, so it took me quite a long time to edit it. I'm still mid-editing it, and I'll probably never upload that video. I think I will just like reshoot it. And that was just before the Black Lives Matter protests started. And I kind of felt like it wasn't the right time for me to upload a video where I talk about me, and kind of wanted to give the space to the voices that mattered most at that time. So I decided to postpone that video, and then just kind of haven't found the right time to post it or edit it, and now it's already been a month and a half, and I kind of feel like what I'm talking in the video is already outdated, and there are other things that I want to say and more things. I have had 1 month and a half time to think about the subject, and I have more things I want to say, and so I think I'll just reshoot the video, but it's coming. And then I shooted, I think, 2 videos where I just like kind of wanted to quickly update you on what I was knitting, but I've been super busy on multiple things. First of all, the coronavirus situation in Finland is so much better now than it was back in March or April. So I've been more at the office. Actually, right now I have summer holidays, but during June we kind of like went back to office. I was at the office every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and I was working from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I know I'm really privileged when I say that life was somewhat easier, kind of, in some aspects during the lockdown situation, when I didn't go to the office but was just working from home, than the life when I started going back to the office. But that meant that I didn't have as much kind of free time, because I needed the time to commute back and forth, and suddenly when I came home it was already past 5. So that happened, and at the same time we've been enjoying really great weather in Finland. So most of the time that I had outside of work, we went outside, we went to the beach and just enjoyed the summer, so I didn't feel like staying at home and film and editing videos. And one more thing, this is a secret that I've been keeping for a while. If you have been following me on Instagram, and if the Instagram algorithm has allowed you to see all my photos, you probably already know this. But I'm writing a knitting book with my friend Erika, and that has taken quite a lot of my time. So also the little extra time that I've had has been spent knitting and writing patterns for the book, and I have also felt that I don't really have anything new to show you, because everything that I do is for the book and I can't share those things with you yet. So yeah, multiple reasons why it's been a month and a half since the last time that I filmed an episode, but here I am, and I've already been 2 weeks on summer holiday and I have 2 more weeks of holidays in front of me, and I'm really enjoying myself. For the first week of my holiday we rented a summer cabin through Airbnb in Finland. Unfortunately the weather was quite bad during that week, like typical Finnish summer weather. It was raining almost every day and there were even a couple of storms, so we didn't quite have the summer cabin experience that we were looking for, but instead of just sitting in the cabin, we decided to do short day trips around, and for example we went to a place called Mathildedal. That is an old ironworks factory site from the 19th century, I think, and it was now kind of like this hipster village with their own coffee roastery, their own brewery, their own sourdough bakery and so on, and they also had their own alpacas, and they were spinning their own alpaca yarn, and I bought some yarn from there. These are all undyed, so I bought 2 skeins of this beautiful toffee colored alpaca yarn. This has 205 meters per 100 grams, so I think it's kind of like DK or worsted weight, and I think this is the name of the alpaca that the yarn came from, and I'm planning to use this for a hat for me and for my son Deo, because he fell in love with the alpacas and he wanted me to buy some yarn for him as well. And when I buy yarn for him, it means that he wants me to make something out of that yarn. So these are our winter hats for next winter. So we're going to have like mommy and me hats. And then I bought a sweater worth of their alpaca bouclé yarn, and this has 340 meters per 100 grams, so it's kind of like sport weight, I think, or fingering weight. And you can see here it's beautiful loopy texture. Can't get the camera to focus on the yarn because it's so black. It's beautiful, it's really soft. So I have 4 skeins of those, and these are going to become a very simple pullover for me. Yeah, so we were 1 week at the summer cabin, and at the same time we also went to Bengtskär lighthouse. It's been a dream of mine to go there for quite many years, but it has always been too far away, and now that we were really close by, we decided to take the boat trip there and visit it, and it's also worth visiting if you happen to be in the southern parts of Finland. And then when we came home, we were home for like 2 days, and last Wednesday we took off again and we went to Tallinn. And it's been, I think, almost 12 years since the last time that I've been there. I used to study in Helsinki back in the day, and at that time we used to go to Tallinn quite often. It's a couple of hours on the ferry, and you can usually get quite cheap tickets. So as a student we went there quite often, and after moving away from Helsinki, I think I only went once after that, and now it's been 12 years. Oh my god, where does the time go? 12 years since the last time I went there, and it was so fun to be there because new to places, but everything was still kind of different. There were so many new restaurants, so many new cafes and everything around. But we were there only for like 2 nights, and we decided to keep it as a family holiday. So that meant no yarn shop visits for me. We kind of decided to do stuff that the kid wanted to do, and that meant hanging around in parks and some museums and eating ice cream. But it was really fun. We came home quite late last night, and today we have all been very tired. I think my husband looked at his phone records, and he said that we walked something like 40 kilometers during the past 3 days, so I think we are allowed to be a bit tired. And tomorrow I'm leaving for Berlin. Theo and I are going to Berlin. Magnus has to start working again on Monday, so he only had 2 weeks of holiday. Theo and I will have 4 weeks in total, so we still have two more weeks, even though Magnus has to go back to work. So we are going to Berlin now that it's allowed again, and we don't have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks after coming back home. And it's really great to get to see my sister again. I haven't seen her since February, and her son turned 1 in June, and we weren't able to go there and celebrate his birthday and so on. So I'm really looking forward to seeing my sister for a few days. I think we're probably not going to do anything else much, but stay at her place and maybe go to some parks. But I don't really feel during all this COVID stuff that I really don't want to go to shopping malls or spend any unnecessary time inside if I don't have to. So I'm a bit worried about flight tomorrow. First of all, this is the first time I'm flying along with Theo, and traveling with the kids is always so much more hectic than traveling by yourself or with adults. And this is the first time that we are flying that we are requested to wear masks. So let's see how that goes. But I've been trying to talk about the masks situation to Theo for a week now, so that he knows that he has to do that it doesn't come as a surprise. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed it will be fine. But that's what's been happening in my life lately. Lot of beach time, a lot of sunshine, less knitting than usually, more pattern writing than usually because of the book, and yeah, stuff like that. But I can show you what I've been working on. Some things are new and some things haven't progressed at all since the last time I talked to you, but I can still show them to you. And I started with the pullover that I'm making at the moment. I think I showed this to you. This is my to-be office sweater, because we have super cold at our office at Novita during the summers. That's because we have the AC always really high. I don't know why. It's probably because we are a wool manufacturing company that we stay inspired to knit and work with wool even during the summer. That's my thought. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I think. But it's really annoying when it's like plus 25 or more outside. You're really sweaty when you come to the office, and then the AC is super high and you start freezing. And then you during the lunchtime and after work you go back outside again, and it's again super hot. So need something lightweight that I can throw over whatever summer dress or anything I have on me when I come to work. And so I started this super lightweight top-down circular yoke pullover, and now at the point that I have a couple of centimeters left before I can start the bottom ripping, and then I still have the sleeves. I'm planning to make kind of like volume sleeves and long slim cuffs for this one. And as you can see, it's very lightweight and airy, and I've been working it with 2 strands of lace weight silk mohair held double on, I think I have 4.5mm or even 5mm needles. Yeah, 5mm needles, so it's super airy. And the yarn that I'm using is Knitting for Olive's soft silk mohair, and the colorway is called Copper Green. So I'm using this one held double, so I'm knitting from 2 skeins at the same time. So this is something that I've been slowly making usually during car trips, and when I need something, like when I'm talking and I need something that I can mindlessly just work on without having to look at my hands. So this is what I've been making then. And this one hasn't progressed at all, so I should start making the sleeves. It's otherwise ready. It doesn't have sleeves yet, so it was this one. But this one has been on my needles since November 2018, so I don't think I'm in a hurry with this one, and also this is way too hot for this time of the year, so that's why I don't really prioritize this or rush myself with this one. And I use the same Knitting for Olive's soft silk mohair, and I'm holding it with Camilla Vad Lambswool. This is the colorway Messing, so I'm using these 2 yarns held together for this one. And for the bottom band, I only use the Camilla Vad Lambswool. But this is made in a Fisherman's rib, so not brioche, Fisherman's rib. And I'm going to do the sleeves with the same stitch pattern. I'm still debating whether I will do the cuffs with just the Lambswool, or if I'm going to make it similar to the bottom ribbing. I haven't decided that yet, but I'll see it when that time comes. So this is something I haven't even touched during the past month or so. Another thing that I've been making, I think I showed you these socks in my previous video. This is a collaboration with a Finnish yarn shop and dyer called Nurja, and this is Nurja Merino Sock, and the colorway is Basaltti. I got the yarn from them for this sock project, so I didn't buy the yarn, I got it as yarn support. And it has this Japanese lace pattern on the front. I modified it a bit like I usually do, but it's from Hitami Shida's Japanese Knitting Stitch Bible originally. And then it has moss stitch on the back of the foot. And these are knitted from toe up, and they have my favorite heel construction because I have quite a high instep. And sometimes when I just make a regular short row heel, it starts to, it becomes too tight here around the instep. So this is my favorite construction. It has both a gusset, a heel flap, and a short row heel. So it makes the heel a bit sturdier, because I worked the heel also with a reinforced heel, reinforced stitch pattern, the same I used for the heel flap, and it gives the sock a bit more room around the ankle. But for the pattern I'm going to provide two alternatives for the heel. Traditional short row heel and the variation of having both a short row heel and a heel flap plus gusset. So they look a bit funny without the foot in it, but they are really great. They fit perfectly for my feet. So this is almost finished. I still have to make one pattern repeat, and then the top ribbing, and then these are ready. And after I come back from Berlin, I'm going to have a call for guest knitters for these socks. So if you are interested in, I will link my Ravelry group below this video, so you can join my Ravelry group. And if you can't use Ravelry at the moment, I know there are a lot of people who haven't been able to use Ravelry after the update. You can also send me a private message and I can add you to my test knitter list. And I always send the pattern via email, so not through Ravelry. So even if you're not on Ravelry, you can still participate in the test knit. And another thing, my summer sock knit along is coming closer to its end, and I have already started the last pair of socks for the knit along, and it's already being test knitted. So the knit along consists of 4 sock patterns, and like I said, for the last pattern I used leftovers from the 3 previous socks, and all the three first socks, so the May socks, the June socks and the July socks, are already on Ravelry, and the August pattern will become available on Ravelry on August 1st. So this is also on my needles and almost finished. So I made it past the heel and started the gusset late last night on the ferry. So I still have to make this bit for the second sock and then take photos, and then it's ready for publication. But that's what I've been knitting, and you still have time to take part in the summer sock knit along if you are interested in joining in it. There's still almost a month and a half, and I think it's very reasonable to knit 4 pairs of socks in a month and a half, except for example ankle sock versions. So you don't have to knit such long legs for these. But anyway, the latest pair were the Florist Socks, and they are also now on Ravelry, and I used the same stitch pattern that I used for my very popular Florist cardigan for these ones. And I used Aara yarn's Mieli sock yarn base for this, and the colorway is called Ilta, which means evening in Finnish. And now I'm using the leftover yarns, like I said, from these 3 previous sock projects, the Poet Socks, Dolores Socks and Florist Socks. For these ones, these are called Venus socks because they remind me, the colors remind me of Botticelli's The Birth of Venus painting, and also there are like these small scallops and lace pattern. And lastly, I can show you, just made this watch today. This is my next big cast on. This is the same stitch pattern that I used for my ballad socks, and I'm going to make a ballad pullover, and I'm using the Naturals Cyrano for it. This is the colorway Quartz. It's a beautiful heathered, very light grayish pink, really beautiful color. So it's going to be this like chunky lace pullover with all over ballad pattern. I'm not sure if I'm going to use stockinette stitch or seed stitch for the sleeves. That's the plan. I'm still debating whether I will work it top down or bottom up. It would be easier for me to write the pattern if it was worked from bottom up, because it's easier to decrease in lace pattern than increase in lace pattern. If I was to write it top down, I would probably have to do the same thing for it as I did for the Poet pullover, that I have to write a separate charts for each size, and I don't think I want to do that. It's a lot of work. But then again, I think it's trendier to work knitwear from top down, and also they look better on Instagram because you can put them on a hanger and hang them prettily rather than just have like separate pieces. They don't look pretty. But anyway, that's yeah, still thinking about that. And I'll show you one more thing, and then I'll start editing this video so that I can finally have something new on my YouTube channel. I'm usually really slow to take on new trends, and when there are new things that come, I usually watch them from the sidelines for a while before joining. And for example, all these like crazy colored speckled yarns, I've been looking at them for a while and then kind of like liking them from afar for a while, and then started to plan, maybe I want to have a pullover with like something really crazy. And now I'm finally at the point that I decided that okay, I want a crazy speckled multicolored pullover. And when I saw the Ponyo and Sosuke yarn from Labi and Amy on Instagram, I knew that this is the crazy speckled pullover that I've been waiting for. So I bought 3 skeins of the merino and then the same colorway in the Kumo base. So these are going to be like this super crazy speckled pullover for me. And this is the Kumo here. So it's 74% baby suri and 26% mulberry silk. And here, this is the merino single in the same colorway. See here. Probably when I speak to you the next time, I haven't even touched those yet. I hope that I have finished both of the socks, because I still have to work 2 pairs for the book, and actually 2.5 pairs for the book. And then I have some more things that I have to do for the book, but a couple of hats and so on. I might also try to find sample materials for some of the things that I'm making. So I don't have to knit everything myself, but let's see how that goes. Yeah, I hope that I have finished the Venus socks and the blueberry socks, and maybe even the fluffy pullover. Been calling this Ilta. Same word as the colorway, so evening. But that's still like a working title, so I haven't decided if that's the final name for this pullover. But yeah, I have a few episode ideas that I want to film. One of them is the sequel to How Much Money I Make on Ravelry, and why I should be making smaller projects and not any pullovers if I wanted to make the most money on Ravelry, the most money that is possible for me. And the second thing, I often get asked how I decide which of my ideas I work for my own patterns, my indie designer patterns, the patterns that I released myself on Ravelry, and which ones are Novita patterns. So that's a question that I often get asked, so that's something that I also want to talk to you about. So those are a couple of ideas that I wanted to make videos of. But yeah, that's everything I have for today, and hopefully it doesn't take me another month and a half to film the next video. But tomorrow I'm going to Berlin. I'm going back next Thursday, so maybe I can film a video after I come home. Let's see. No pressure for me.